Good morning. It is 8:51 a.m. on Thursday, November 25th, 2021. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. So, today here in the United States is Thanksgiving Day. And part of the tradition of Thanksgiving, of course, is to give thanks for the things in your life that you are thankful for. And I do have a number of those, but I was feeling a little bit weird about it this morning. Not that I'm not thankful for them, because I certainly am, but just the question of whether or not, like, a video where I just say the things that I'm thankful for, like, is that, who's that for, right? Like, like, it's one thing for me to take some time for myself today to reflect on the things in my life that I'm thankful for. And I certainly will. But I guess when it comes to doing a video about it, it makes me wonder, like, there was a part of me that had an instinct this morning to say, like, is it kind of like bragging? I mean, like, if I talk about being thankful for a job, how would that make someone who doesn't have a job feel, right? Um, I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, my guess is that there's not going to be there wouldn't be one universal reaction, right? Like there might be some people who don't have a job who might be feeling kind of bitter about it, who would say like, like it would feel like rubbing it in, even if they didn't say so. But then there might be others who would say like, if you do have a job, you should be thankful for it because I would rather have one and I don't, right? Like that. But it's a reflection of it reminds me a little bit about some of the thoughts about religion and praying in public versus private, right? In the sense that what is it about is is expressing all the things that you're thankful for publicly. Is that kind of like a brag, right? Like I just sort of, I don't know. It like I'm not judging anyone who chooses to express uh their Thanksgiving feelings in any way that they like, assuming that, there's not like actual malice involved. Um I'm just that's kind of where my head was at this morning as I was sitting here thinking about like, okay, well, what would I want to say that I'm thankful for? And I can think of things, but it just felt weird saying them for some reason. Um, I mean, not for some reason, for the reasons that I said. But yeah, like so, I think that at least this year, I'm keeping the things that I'm thankful for more private. Like I'm going to do some reflecting on that, but I'm going to keep that to myself. Um, but what I want to use as a sort of a corollary to that is, without again wanting to tell anybody what they should do as though I'm coming from some place of moral superiority, because I don't think that I am. I think part of this feeling that I had this morning is maybe just coming from the idea of trying to keep an awareness in mind of other people and where they're at this year, right? Because, we've all been through a lot. The pandemic has, you know, and just the last couple of years have been really rough on a lot of people for a lot of reasons. I mean, and there's a whole spectrum of that. Like, I mean, there have been people who've managed just pretty well and fine, and they're doing great and good. I'm not saying they shouldn't, but some people have had a really rough go of it and are more fragile than perhaps a typical year in the past would have left them. And I guess just trying to, going into this holiday season, trying to keep at the forefront of mind and awareness, trying to be aware of how the other people in our life in our lives are doing. At least like speaking for myself, the other people in my life, right? And being aware of how everyone's doing to the extent that I can. Like, I don't want to pry if someone's not wanting to share stuff, but to just be thinking about other people too. Like, you know, being thankful for the things you have, wonderful. But maybe that can be a private thing. That's a feeling about your own life. But you can also be, thinking in that context about like who's someone in your life who maybe doesn't have the things that you have, and is that something that you could help with, or just offer a friendly hand in acknowledgement of, without it having to be a pity thing. You know, I don't know. I feel weirdly pretentious already. Like, the whole point of not just listing off my thankful things this morning was to try to not feel pretentious. Now I feel extra pretentious. Anyway, I'll talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.